Good morning, y'all. It is Friday. I know you guys love that countdown, right? So, I'm Trooper Steve, your traffic safety expert here at WKMG News 6 in the Central Florida area. I've stopped saying Orlando area. I'm saying Central Florida because we cover so much, and we come out to you guys all the time from Melbourne to Palm Coast to Lake County to the Villages, Kissimmee, Point Siena. We are everywhere. And there is a topic that we're talking about today that I can promise you has some point caused some type of frustration in your vehicle. And it's a frustration of confusion. You think you know what you're doing. The other driver thinks they know what they're doing. There's a lot of that thing, that stop and go. And it's should be simple, but it's not. And we're talking median crossings. Now, open median crossings. And now I'm not teaching you how to drive over a concrete barrier or through the grass today. That would be illegal. I'm teaching you, or at least we're going to talk and have a good discussion about barriers and open medians like the ones that are in front of me right now. So I'm going to pull out here so we can at least see it. We'll drive around a little bit before we start practicing. And you can see here, they're all over the place. So just need to be cautious as you're out and about and cruising around. So I just lost something. Stand by. It's all good. I lost my camera view, but it's okay because everything else still works. So as we're cruising here, you can see, ooh, it is warm and I have the seat heaters on. What am I doing? Okay, so these median crossings, the ones that you're seeing here to the left side of your screen, this is what we call an open median crossing. There's no traffic signal. There's nothing like that. There are, in some areas, yield signs. But when it comes to crossing these, there are two big points here. I'm not going to go off an actual size. The number 30 is the key here. But it's really hard for me to tell someone who doesn't do measurements every day or traffic to be like greater than 30 feet, less than 30 feet. Or obnoxious, loud exhaust like this guy right here next to me, which is also illegal. Like, why would you put a Folgers coffee can on your Mercedes to make obnoxious noise at 5 miles an hour? Makes no sense to me. All right, back to the topic. So it's a 30 foot is what we're talking about. A median greater than 30 feet and a median less than 30 feet. There are two different ways to approach these open intersections. And I promise you, there has been a time where you have commuted through one of these open intersections and there's like 4 cars. They're stacked up on each other. So we are going to negotiate these medians together, slowly, carefully, methodically, and we're going to talk about them a little bit. So let's do this one. Here, this has a designated turning signal, a turning lane for it. So if we wanted to make a left here, this is a large barrier, right? So obviously, big green barrier here. So what the law says for large ones is I should be on the outside of this here and swing wide and then come over and wait. If someone else was coming, they would do the opposing side and wait, and then I'd cross over. For me to show you and negotiate with these cameras, I need you to listen more than anything, because what the explainer is with the visual is how we're going to figure out how to do this. So believe me, I've spent about an hour this morning trying to talk to myself about how am I going to explain this to you guys. And it's not the easiest thing in the world. But this is what I encounter every single day. So this is not my neighborhood. I don't want to show you guys where I live. Top secret. Privacy. Just joking with you guys. So most neighborhoods, right? You pull out of the neighborhood. We're pulling out of a neighborhood. And then you're greeted by a stop sign. So first and foremost, 316.123, you got to stop. Subsection was make a complete stop. Subsection 2, yield right of way to any other traffic. So that's the first thing I'm doing here, right? I'm going to pull out to the stop bar. I'm going to make the stop at the stop bar. Then I'm going to look left. I'm going to look right. If things are clear, we're going to look forward. So as we're getting ready to pull forward, I have to make sure I'm paying attention. So I'm looking to the left here. I'm looking to the right. Left is clear. I'm going to pull in. I pull all the way forward here. See where I'm pulling to? And I can stop here. So someone might say, well, Steve, you've said before, why are you starting an action before you can complete an action? It's for traffic signals, okay? Same thing here. But now look at what the guy did behind me. This guy pulled in too. He should have not done that because now he's pulling in with me and he's going to try to and he's honking at me now for no reason. Gotta love it. No reason, and that Kia is violating my right-of-way. I was in the intersection first. I knew they were going to do that. Absolutely knew it. All right, so we're going to head south here on Edgewater, get turned around. Could you hear the change in my voice when that guy honked at me? That I got a little irritated? I knew it was going to happen. So let's go over why that driver felt they had the right to honk at me. Okay? What did they do? One car at a time. So if I'm coming out into the median, I own that space. Why would you then stack behind me? At that point, your rear is going to be sticking out. At that point, you're violating the right-of-way of maybe another driver pulling in. It's impatience. So that's why when I said it's going to take listening and some actual work for you to eliminate this stress. So I pulled into a private business to get turned around. Got to do this just because the truck is large. So, and to do it safely, I want to make sure that I have space and I don't slow anyone else down. All right, let's go back out there to those medians again. And results 1 has a purr to her. Sounds nice. Okay, so when you're pulling out, you just need to make sure you're doing you, okay? So we did the right thing. We stopped at the stop sign. We yielded left and right. That guy was just upset behind me because I was taking my time to do the right thing the right way. I got onto the median. They decided to join me. They should not have. So if you're at a stop and another vehicle is out there, wait. Please wait. Because if you're getting out there, you can't forget you've got the other traffic too. So here we are, cross traffic. See these medians. There's another car waiting right there. Their position, where they are, good position, but I would encourage them to pull a little further closer towards further close. Doesn't make sense. Pull a little closer to that positive median. Something to keep in mind. When I say positive median, I'm talking grass, concrete, or some type of physical barrier. Paint or a continuous turn lane is not considered what we call a positive median barrier. Okay, let's look at these cars. So they're getting ready to pull over. Two of them there, one's making a U-turn. See how close they were to the curb? That's what you want. If I wanted to make a U-turn here, I want to stay close, I want to lock out my steering wheel, and I want to follow through. Okay? So many people are on the phone when they do stuff like that. So what I'll find often is someone will be talking or distracting, and you guys are afraid to lock your steering wheels out. You're just like, well, I'm turning. No, you're not. You're not turning. You're taking a wide turn for absolutely no reason, and you're hitting a curb, you're slowing other traffic down, or then you got to reposition. There is no reason any sedan, like any of the ones in front of me, if they are trying to make a U-turn through an open median, that they shouldn't be able to do that by locking their steering wheel out. I even do it in results 1. We have a big F-150 here, and I'm able to do so. Sometimes a little difficult for me, but for any other car, there's no excuse. So these open medians, one at a time, if you're crossing over, especially if you're going in the same direction. If you're going with two vehicles coming across, I'm going to show you a diagram here in a second. I'm going to attempt to and show you a little bit or I'll include a diagram on the article. I'm going to email it over to our producer so we can make sure we attach that. So here we go, we'll make a U-turn. This is a controlled intersection because it's got a traffic signal, but we're going to make a U-turn. Lock it out. My steering wheel's locked. Full complete. Look at how easy that was, guys. Why do U-turns and crossings need to be difficult? They do not. All right, look, does Desert Town? Let's practice a little bit. We're going to hit one of these crossings, and I'm going to show you again. So here's a large crossing, right? Large crossing here, no turn lane. Large crossing here, no turn lane. Look how wide it is. So I would want to go on the furthest side, okay? I know some people would think you go here. No, here. Furthest side, and then come over. Give space for the other vehicle to come over and come across. All right, I hope this makes a little sense because look at next to me here. Look at all the space to my left, all the space to my right. Your goal here is to have a track for you and to leave a track for everybody else. Okay? Let's do a smaller median. We're going to recorrect ourselves, redirection ourselves, and keep going north. I wait, I yield, and I signal. I'm waiting for other traffic to clear. We check out behind us there, wait for this Honda, and then I'm going to move into that left turning lane, that left straight lane. So let's talk about what we see too much out here. You're going into a median break, and everyone's dodging for something. You are, we, me, you, we are physical barriers when we are in these places. So when you're there, I need you to consciously think about the other driver in that intersection. I'm waiting, just waiting for someone to make a left turn in the opposite direction so I can show it to you. But if you can't see through them, they can't see through you. So you both want to make sure your positioning is in a place that benefits both drivers. So if you can't see, that other driver probably can't see either. So we need to practice the proper positioning of our vehicles here. So a big median, right? What we've been talking about, large medians, you're going to the complete opposite side. Man, that was a missed opportunity right there. You're going to the other side. These are smaller medians. That means you're keeping it tight to the closest barrier to you. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Like I've practiced this a few times in my head. It is very difficult to explain it without like drawing it and doing it like that. But we're going to continue here. We're going to cross the county line from Orange right into Seminole County and check out some more of these barriers. But part of it is giving each other space, understanding how it works. I'm going to pull over here, and I think I'm going to pull out a sheet of paper, and I think we're going to draw this because I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about, and I think that will make sense. Watch out for bicyclists. Might want to pull your pants up. Not the best thing going on for you. So as we're here passing Gateway Drive, we're on Edgewater median crossings, right? This one's a controlled median. We're talking about open medians like this is not one. But that traffic from opposing directions interact with each other. Normally we don't encourage stuff like this. We don't ever want opposing traffic to come at each other. But open medians, there is a yield that is required, right? Anytime you're entering into different traffic, just because it's not posted, Florida law states a driver shall yield prior to entering any other roadway from a side, private, public, or self-driveway. So even though there's no yield sign out there, we must be knowledgeable about what the law says it wants us to do, right? All right, I'm going to find a place to park because I want to physically draw this out. I know it's cheesy, I know it's kind of lame, but I think we can get a little bit more results with me drawing this out. And that's what we're going to attempt to do, as I just pulled in to a dead end. Okay. So, seatbelts off. Get a cool piece of paper here. And we're going to draw this. So first one we're going to do is going to be let me reposition here. First one we're going to do is going to be the large median crossing, and that's going to show us positioning, okay? What I kept saying, further for large ones, closer for smaller ones. What do I mean by that? Okay, so follow along with me here. If we have a median, and I'll show you here in just a second. So don't judge my art skills here. Okay, this right here, I'll use this camera. We got other cameras in this thing, right? This right here is a large median. I put 30 because it's 30 or more feet, and then our travel lanes, right? East and westbound. So if what we did, if you're, say, going this way, right? You're traveling this way, but your goal is to end up on this street down here. You're going to travel, and when I say 30 further, you're going to go to this side. Someone else coming the opposite direction would come across and go to that side. All right, so let me draw that a little better. I'm not an artist. I'm a news anchor / cop. So that's for large medians. That's where we're going. Okay. Now, complete opposite, guys, for the other stuff, obviously, right? So if we have a smaller positive median barrier, draw it in for you guys, and we're trying to go somewhere, it's the exact opposite. I love doodling with you guys. So this would be a smaller one. If it was smaller, we're sticking close to the median. Because there's not enough space, it doesn't give the opportunity for us to see past the other vehicles. So if it's smaller than 30 feet, we're staying on the inside. Does that make sense? On the inside. Now, if you're up here and you're getting ready to come out here and there's already cars here, you're keeping yourself at these intersections. Why? Because they're already taken. Think about that. When you go to the movie theater, you're not sitting in a full seat. You're gonna sit in an empty seat. You're not gonna sit in someone's lap and watch the movie. One, I don't think they'd enjoy it. Two, it's inappropriate, and they already paid for that. So put that in perspective out here. The seat is taken. If there are cars out in the median, you don't belong there. I can understand the frustration behind it, because I try to get out of my neighborhood sometimes, and there's a car making a left from the east. There's a car making a left from the west. All of a sudden that clears out and the car across goes over. Just how the cookie crumbles. I have to wait until it's my turn or there's an opening. Once I go out there, other cars need to wait, including some of the ones that are east and west pulling in. I wish I had like a bubble box here. I really hope that this makes a little bit of sense, because there's a lot of give and take that goes with it. So today,
it makes sense.
All right, my producer says it's making some sense. So real quick before we wrap up, what did we talk about? Today we were talking about the crossing of open medians, right? We have Two different types is what I'm breaking into: large ones and smaller ones. Okay, a positive median barrier is anything that has grass, concrete, or a physical barrier, and no traffic control signal. We see a lot of these in our neighborhoods when we're pulling out to a main road and you want to head on out. Some things to take away from this: if someone's already there, you are not to be. If you're traveling east or west and you're entering into one of these positive barriers that are open to make a left, then if it's a large, you're going to the far side. If it's a small intersection, keep it tight. Stay and follow that barrier there and stay there. If you can't see because of where you're parked, keep in mind that other driver can't see either. So it's a lot of teamwork with inside there. And understand, if there are already two vehicles there, adding more vehicles into there is only causing more problems. It's going to cause a crash. It's going to keep those cars there longer because everyone's either ticked off, they can't see, a crash is going to happen, frustration, all of it. And then no one knows whose turn it is. So, thank you guys. This was a good one. I'm glad we were able to talk about it a little bit. I need to come up with an idea of maybe like a pole-mounted, maybe 15-foot little camera I could put up and just show you certain things from a bird's eye from the truck, because I think that would have been cool. I'm adding stuff into the universe, maybe what happened. But guys, I hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you for joining me here at clickorlando.com. Median crossings, kind of simple, kind of not. We have an amazing weekend coming up. At least any weekend's amazing, but Arnold Palmer Invitational happening this weekend. Spring break kicking off here throughout the country. Obviously, we're a big destination. Bike week wrapping up in Daytona. So weather changes. Make sure you're just aware. Hope you guys have an amazing day. I am going to cruise around on this beautiful day, but I wanted to give a public shout out. I know he's probably not watching. He probably already checked out for his last time, but producer Ryan Burkett, one of our morning producers, is leaving us and going on to something bigger, but leaving on amazing terms. So we just want to wish him an amazing day, amazing future, and thank him for everything he's done for the morning team. Also, today is International Women's Day. Yes, we all are here because of some amazing woman that has done amazing things. So if you have a lady in your life, make sure you recognize them today and give them a shout out. So guys, I hope you have an amazing day. Please drive safely. As always, wear your seatbelts. Pay attention to these medians. Have a great day.